CKDJ 107.9, Ottawa's new music. We are here with Wade of Parliament of Owls. Wade, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here, man. It's a treat.
Oh, you're most certainly welcome. It's good to actually see you again. I know we did an interview there on my own station, and then we did the whole Great North Wrestling thing, but it's good to have you actually in the studio face-to-face actually doing this. I mean, StreamYard's fun, but sometimes being in the studio, that's a real joy of it.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
But I know you're busy. You just got done recording new music all day, which we're going to be getting into later on in the interview. But I want to take you back to prior to Parliament of Owls. I read you played a lot of punk and rock and roll type stuff. Can you tell us a bit more about your early days of you in the music industry and what led to the transition to folk music?
Well, it was, and I think that the sound that I'm kind of portraying now is starting to deviate quite drastically from the folk rock sort of genre that I kind of dipped my toes in a couple years ago. But whenever I first started playing music, it was my early 20s in Kingston, Ontario, in a couple kind of punk rock bands, if you want to call it that, maybe tending more to metal, but played a few shows around Eastern Ontario. I think whenever you're young, you have all the time in the world, but you have no money or finances to really do anything. Yeah, we just decided to part ways. I played in a couple bands. One was called Logan Seed. The other one was called Go Time with drummer Chris Chartrand, who actually was a drummer for a couple bands, including Crystal Castles, which was a very popular band, especially in Europe. But I ended up kind of taking a break from music for about 15 years. And it was only maybe 2 or 3 years ago when I decided to kind of get back to it. Life's short, my friend, and you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. So I kind of focused on, growing and working at companies and kind of being the breadwinner, so to speak. And over enough time, you realize that you got to do what you want to do in life and follow your dreams.
And that's a great way to look at it as well. A lot of people, they kind of just do that whole corporate aspect. But once you love something, and even if you put it away for a while, you're always going to pick it back up. And in your case, that was the guitar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I went years. I originally went to school in Sudbury to play classical guitar. But I got into a fist fight and broke my hand over a man's head. So I had to kind of take a step back from classical guitar, but still, like a lot of techniques that I learned back then, I still kind of put into practice. But guitar for me has kept me out of jail, I think. It's always kind of given me an avenue to kind of express myself. I owe a lot to guitar.
And it definitely keeps your hands busy as well. I mean, it's less swinging, more strumming.
Exactly. Good way to... I'm putting that on a t-shirt, by the way.
You know what? Definitely go for it, and I will buy it as well, because that actually is a great motto.
Yeah.
But July 26th of 2021, you released a single titled Ghost that I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about this single, and of course, how do you feel your music has progressed throughout these past 4 years since the release of Ghost?
So, to listen to Ghost, I think you have to listen to two other ones called, I should know my own music. One was Intro, and one was Eye for an Eye. All three of those were recorded together. With an amazing, I guess he's borderline legendary artist and engineer and producer named Jordan Zadarozny from Blinker the Star fame. It was outside of Pembroke, Ontario at his recording studio. Now, whenever I recorded those three songs, I never really intended on releasing those songs at all. It was just to see if I would be able to put down a song in the studio. So I'd been away from the studio for 20 years or so. So it was kind of getting back into it and just seeing, like, am I able to do this? Do I understand the lingo? Do I understand what I'm supposed to be doing? So when I hear those three songs, I think they're kind of unfinished demos. And it's funny because a lot of people will say that Ghost is one of their favorite songs, which to me, when I listen to it, it's just an unfinished song. But I thought, hey, I might as well upload it and let people kind of judge for themselves. But that was the very first time that I'd been in a studio for 20 years or so. At that time, I still wasn't proficient singing and playing at the same time, so I had a lot of hurdles. So when I look back at that song and those three in particular, it's kind of, I guess, for lack of better terms, the true beginning of this whole thing.
And when you listen to Ghosts, I mean, just from a fan's point of view, obviously you know it's unfinished. From a fan's point of view, you wouldn't even notice that the song is unfinished. And I do know it's been 4 years, it's now 2025. Do you have any ambitions to kind of go back and maybe repolish and finish that song off, or is that something you just want to leave in the past?
I just leave things in the past. I don't ever look behind me in life. So when a song's done, it's done, and I move on to the next one. I don't take a whole lot of satisfaction in the songs afterwards. During the whole writing process is when I kind of get my enjoyment out of it. But once something's done, it's gone. I think there's a lot better Ghost songs inside of me. You know, that one. Yeah, I could go back to it, but I've hadn't written songs for 20 years, and I just think that there's so much left inside of me right now that I have to get out. So to go back to a song, I don't think I'll ever do that.
And I also read an older article where you told Cornwall Seaway News in 2023, and I quote, "I plan on performing in very unique locations that you wouldn't necessarily consider to be a traditional venue." With that being said, is there any traditional venues you haven't performed that you would love to perform in?
Traditional venues?
Yeah, traditional venues, yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah. Go down the list, man. I've only been doing this a short period of time, so there's so many historic, legendary venues that I can't wait to play at, and I hope that I kind of get the opportunity to go do those. The untraditional ones I love as well. I played at the Cornwall Historic Jail on Halloween Eve at 3 a.m. with all the lights off, and it's a notoriously haunted jail. Like, I want to play at the Diefenbunker outside of town, but the traditional ones, I kind of have a lot of ground to cover, so to speak, to make sure that I could kind of cross a lot of those off my list. But yeah, there's tons of them, man. In town here, I wish that the likes of Barrymore's was still around, because I'd always like to have played there. But yeah, man, tons of them.
And I do know we spoke about this show when we did our interview way back in the day on my station, but for the CKDJ listeners, they haven't heard this, and I know you brought it up, the legendary Cornwall Jail. Can you tell us a little bit more about that show in particular? And of course, since it is notoriously haunted, did you actually come across any paranormal activity while you're performing?
Well, the performance itself was it was just a really cool experience that they allowed me to go in there. I guess nobody had ever done that, so that's been around for I don't know if it's 160 years. It may be a little bit more, and nobody had ever done that, what I did. As far as what I witnessed that night, there was some pretty interesting things that I can't explain. And I'm a huge fan. I love ghosts. I love all that paranormal stuff. Whether I believe in it or not, I guess that kind of changes day to day. But yeah, there was a couple moments. So in this jail, all the lights were shut off. There's very, very few windows. In the main part of the jail, there is no windows. So you don't get any external light or any external ambiance coming in. And it was just myself and the guy that put on this little event from Phantoms of Lore. Is a great big guy, super, super kind, but he was waiting outside while I performed to make sure there was no outside interference. And whenever I was kind of doing a spot from it that we were going to film the CTV footage, so it was just going to be kind of putting together a bit of a music video for it, and I was going to just walk in the complete darkness, room to room, and we're just going to use the CTV footage that was night vision. And I went into one room, and it was pitch black, and I have a guitar that I value a lot, and I didn't want anything to happen to it, so I came out of that room, and I was looking down kind of a corridor where there was another couple rooms, and I just see this, almost looks like a black mass at the very top of the door, which would have been, maybe 6.5, 7 feet tall, this black mass, and I stared at it, and I thought nothing of it until all of a sudden it went away. And it shot back into the doorway, and then in another split second it came back out and shot back in. Now, did I see a ghost? I don't know. It was 3 a.m. I was wearing contact lenses. They were getting pretty dry. I don't know if my mind was playing tricks on me. The scariest part of all that was right after that, I was kind of really focused down that hall to try to figure out what that was. And I turn around, and this big gentleman from Phantoms of Lore, which he's probably 6'5", over 300 pounds, is right directly behind me, not saying a word. So I turn around and I see that, and that startled me. But yeah, it was an awesome experience. I have plans next spring to have a full show with a band in their courtyard. So they have a little bricked-in courtyard, which would make an awesome venue.
Well, just to summarize all that, you're sitting here with us today here at the CKDJ studio, so that just shows and proves that even the historical ghost, also formerly known as inmates, definitely loved Parliament of Owls music.
Yeah, I think they all got a good kick out of it.
But also as well, you have a stellar partnership currently in the works where October 1st you'll be getting your own signature burrito for the entire month of October at Nomada Tacos. I was wondering if you can actually tell us the backstory behind this partnership and what ingredients are going to be in this burrito, because I'm a burrito lover myself.
Yeah, how cool is that? I think that's kind of, I may never win a Juno Award or anything along those lines, but to have your own signature food named after you, I think is a pretty cool accomplishment. It's one of those things that's on my bucket list. I've been friends with owner and chef Jordan Beard of Nomadas in Pembroke. I own a small production company, and we have a little YouTube show called Indie Business, where we profile a local small business and then I perform inside of that business. And we profiled Nomadas last year, I believe. And I'd kind of mentioned to Jordan, hey, I'm having an album released around the same time. Like, are we able to do some fun promo? So he created my, it's going to be called the Waiterito Burrito. It's going to line up with my release of my EP for the Day of the Dead, which is November 2nd, but we'll be having a performance November 1st. So all of October, we'll have my signature burrito. Proceeds, I believe $5 from all burrito will be going to a local charity that helps underprivileged youth. And inside of it, it's going to be a birria beef brisket burrito with rice, beans, cheese, corn, salsa, and a special horseradish sauce, and it's going to come accompanied with like a birria dip, so it's going to be kind of a dipping burrito. I can't wait. I'm going to be heading there next Monday to kind of shoot some promos with them. Then the grand unveiling will be October 1st, and we hope a lot of people head to Nomadas in Pembroke and tries the burrito. It's pretty cool that we're also going to be able to give to that charity, and we hope that we help out some underprivileged kids along the way.
And speaking of that EP that you were just talking about, November 1st, I was wondering, because I know you can't release too much information on it because it is something that's still currently in the works. From what's currently done, what can the Parliament of Owls fans expect from this up-and-coming EP when it drops in the winter of November 1st?
Yeah, it's going to be a 6-song EP, and like you said, November 1st is going to be the drop date. The vinyl release is going to be a little bit later, but all streaming sites will be November 1st. It's definitely a darker sound. Even with any of the conceptual artwork and photos that I've done, the album cover was shot with local, I guess, kind of legend photographer Sean Sisk, and Corey J. Stone did the makeup for the album cover, but it's definitely a darker sort of theme. It's going to be a lot heavier, going to be a little bit louder than some of the traditional stuff. So when I said earlier that I'm kind of veering away from some of that folk rock, there's going to be elements of that, but it's definitely takes on a much more rock, raw sound, I think.
And also, October 26th, you will be taking the stage at Live on Elgin Street here in the nation's capital of Ottawa. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about your up-and-coming performance, and of course, how can the CKDJ listeners snag themselves some tickets right now, tonight?
Well, the tickets are online at the Live on Elgin website. They're, I think, $10 plus applicable taxes online. At the door, it'll be $15. The show will be also with local band Ottawa. They're what I would kind of describe as like a stoner rock band, which is my favorite genre of music, is the stoner riff rock sort of band. And also Swamp City Stompers, which is kind of, I would describe more of a southern rock band. They're going to be joining us. This will be the second performance as a kind of a new kind of outfit of Parliament of Owls. It will be playing as a two-piece with drummer Darren Martin. Yeah, we're going to try to rock the house and give people a good show.
And I gotta say, first and foremost, thank you so much for allowing CKDJ to just be a part of this event, doing live on location. I just became the promotions director, so it definitely was really good to kind of get this event to be our first promotional event under my wings. So thank you so much for the invitation to this show, October 26th.
Yeah, I'm super excited for you guys to be part of it. It's going to be a fun night. It's going to be an awesome joint effort, I think.
I'm just trying to make sure, Wade, that people miss this station when we're gone. I want people to be like, damn, CKDJ, where did y'all go? You guys got shut down? I want a little bit of an uproar to be started. I like ruffling a little bit of feathers.
Well, then let's ruffle those feathers.
But also, aside from this amazing event, you also got a brand new song that dropped just last month, August 11th, titled Moving Earth, that we're going to play immediately following this broadcast. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us the story behind this song, and of course, what can the listeners expect if this is their very first time hearing it here on CKDJ 107.9?
Yeah, Moving Earth, it was released last month, so that's technically the first single off the EP. The EP is titled The Measurement of Weight, and it's, I would say, like a heavy kind of groove rock song. The lyrics, if you listen to them, for me, the lyrics are kind of that something that a lot of us could go through, is kind of being tasked with a job that may seem important to one person, but to the other person, you're just punching time and digging holes.
And Wade, before we part ways tonight, how do we go about following yourself and Parliament of Owls across all social media platforms? And of course, is there anyone you want to give any shout-outs to? Well, we still got you live here in the studio.
Well, you know who I'm going to shout out, but yes, so please follow me and connect with us at Parliament of Owls Music. That's our Instagram tag. Also the same at Parliament of Owls on TikTok. We don't have a Facebook page, but you just follow me at Wade Barras on Facebook. YouTube is Parliament of Owls Music. I believe it's at Wade Barras 4065, I think. That's where you can find all of our music videos. But the Parliament of Owls Music on Instagram, that's kind of the meat and potatoes of everything that I post musically. All the other ones kind of bleed into different, like I do like food reviews for like fast food on some of them. But yeah, also the shout out that I say to every show, I say, please everybody follow at Parliament of Owls Music. But more importantly, follow my dog on Instagram. It's at Charlie_Gray_Poe, P-O. He has like over 10,000 followers. He's much more famous than I am. People from all over the world comment on him and they love him. And most importantly, he's a good boy.
And a very cute boy as well. I mean, like, once I saw your dog, Wade, I had to shoot it a follow as well. Those eyes staring at you, you can't hit that follow button when you see those eyes.
I deal with those eyes every day. I deal with them every time I open up the fridge.
But Wade, thank you so much for your time tonight, man. It was such an honor to have you on CKDJ 107.9. I know we'll do it again, but for now, here is Parliament of Owls, Moving Earth, right here. Wade, thank you so much again, dude.
It's a pleasure. Thanks, Brandon.